Hello, everyone. This is Angela here, and today I'm going to be talking about paranoid personality disorder and what it's like to be with someone, be in a relationship with someone who has the traits of paranoid personality disorder. So I want to talk about this today and share my experience with the community on what it's like to be in an intimate relationship with someone who was extremely paranoid, and he just seemed to have this fear of the world. It was crazy. Um, but his story was that his mother was diagnosed with NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, and he was extremely traumatized as a child by her behavior. And I believe his story, what he said, was true. It just seemed to make sense. But what had happened was his mother was an extreme neat freak, like a perfectionist, and when he was little, like he didn't have the freedom to like play the way he wanted to play because his mother made him afraid that he was going to break something, and was really quite abusive if he like the if the children did anything that was not which was offensive to her, or maybe mess something up in the house and it just pissed her off, that type of behavior. um So as an adult, he never felt comfortable with like nice things. I mean, his apartment was sparsely furnished. He had like these two chairs as living room chairs, but they were more like um folding chairs, should I say, or like hammock type chairs, which didn't bother me. I, you know, didn't bother me at all. But he ate on like this card table, this fold up card table that costs like $40 in Walmart. And the chairs are like folding chairs. And it was not like a dinette set or anything like that. He didn't have a bedroom set. He put all his clothing in, plastic bins. And but and he was just very odd. Um, So that's why he didn't like nice things, because it gave him anxiety because he was traumatized as a child. And, you know, he didn't trust people. I mean, we got into a relationship during my whole Wicked Attraction phase that I went through with my mom, um, which was bad. And I stayed with him for a while, and he was like really paranoid about me staying there, and it just gave him severe anxiety. He also had like severe OCD, and it's like he was always questioning his judgment. You could never like trust his judgment. Like it, he was that paranoid. He was just so paranoid that um he became extremely pessimistic too. That was the other element of the component of paranoid personality disorder. It's like you're paranoid and there is this extreme mistrust. Um, Not to get into detail about our personal relationship, and I'm telling you, he was not an evil person per se, but he was extremely self-absorbed. He was extremely paranoid. Um, to the point where it almost was like bipolar. um like I would be staying with him and nothing would be wrong, and then all of a sudden he would just change attitudes, like because he was paranoid. He was inside of his head and he kept thinking negative thoughts, and I constantly found myself reassuring him over and over again that everything was genuine, and you know Um, I tried to show him, I never like asked him for anything, but like he accused me of staying there because I needed a place to live, and basically I was leeching off him and all this other stuff, and that was not true because I was working. Okay, he wasn't paying any extra for me staying there. It wasn't permanent. Um, and I was holding my own, so to speak, and he knew this. So it was Christmas time, 2010, and we didn't have a fight or anything. He just said, I'd like you to move out because we had gotten engaged. Let me back up here. He had gotten, he wanted to get engaged. It was his idea. Okay. He comes to me and wants to get engaged. Okay. His way of wanting to get engaged was going down to the jewelry store and having me pick out the ring. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Okay. But to me, I would think that a man in love would want it to be a big surprise. Like he would go and pick out the ring that he wanted, that he liked, and he would think would look good on her. Okay. He would get an idea of what she liked. Okay. Um, and then just go pick out the ring and then propose and then, have it be a surprise. Because to me, that has feeling in it. The way he wanted to do it had no feeling. But I went along with it. I went along with it. And after we got engaged, like I thought I heard him say under his breath, well, it's too late to turn back now. And it's like, look, here's the thing. Going to the altar shouldn't feel like going to a trip down a trip to the gallows, you know. And if it feels that way, then you shouldn't do it. And I was not happy. I accepted the proposal because I did love him. But I wasn't happy, and neither was he, because he just had low self esteem. He had a serious mistrust. And then on 2010, the Christmas season, he said, I'd like you to move out. And I said, okay, because I didn't really move in. I only had some like clothing, but just staying there temporarily. And then I left and I went and stayed with my son for 9 months, and then I moved out. And he just was his own worst enemy. It's like he's in a prison that he cannot escape from. His mind has become a prison because he didn't trust anybody, okay? He didn't give anybody the benefit of the doubt. It was always the thought that somebody was out to get him, okay? And when you have that mindset, somebody's out to get you, you're not going to have a healthy relationship with another person because you don't have trust. It's like all the love in the world that you may have for somebody is basically worthless if you can't trust them because you're always looking over your shoulders and you're always walking on eggshells, um, and you're not living your life to its potential. That's just the way I see it. I don't know how other people see this, but that's just the way I see it, okay? And it's like we all have to have some faith in humanity and to balance it out in a healthy way with healthy boundaries, okay? You just use your head, use your common sense, think, and just do the best that you can to the best of your ability because that's all you can do. So with that, I'm going to end this video. And it's like, we broke up. Well, yeah, so I moved out. And then what happened was he wanted to get back together again in May. He's like, "Oh, I'd like to try again." And it's like he doesn't realize you can't just expect people to just uproot their lives. Like time didn't stand still because you were making a decision on whether or not you could trust me. And then after 5 months goes by, you just want to walk back into my life and pick up where you left off. Well, no, because you made the decision to end it, and I said that if you ended this, without at least trying to counseling or whatever to salvage it, then I guess I didn't mean that much to you, and I just want to just move on, right? So when he came back the second time, I just told him that I had moved on, which I had. It's like I don't need this. I'm like, you can't just expect people to be there for you like a waffle iron or a toaster when you're ready to pick it up and use it. Life doesn't work that way. You got to be considerate that I also have a life. So with that, I made my point. It didn't end well, but no harm done. I mean, I feel bad. I feel bad because these people are living in a world full of fear. And I prefer to live in a world full of hope. Okay. And that's what I hope you all want to do too, you know. And thoughts, leave them in the comments section. And have a great day, all. Take care.